Let me show you how you can create your own CRUD with the help of AngularJS and your API within 3 minutes. Let's get started. So this is how it looks. It's built on Bootstrap 4 framework, so it's super easy to integrate into your application. It does have all the options for search. It has all the options to perform any particular CRUD action. It has paging on it, and it could be integrated into any single application you're using right now based on Bootstrap 4 or 3 framework. So let's have a look. How does it work? It has an add entity button where you can add the entity, you can view the entity, you can edit the entity, and you can delete the entity. So let's have a look how it works and how simple it is. Okay, so my package contains specifically 5 files. One of them is the index file, which you can see here. Everything is included with CDN, so you don't have to worry about it. But obviously, if you want to integrate into your own projects, you have to make sure that you include everything within the body here. Right, so let's have a look what else you have. You will get in this bundle. You will get a style which will help you to populate the model from the right. You will get 3 JavaScript files, one of which is config, where you have to do all the work, and I mean all the work. Basically, whatever you configure here will work for you on the app, and you don't have to worry about controller or service. Although both the files are very neatly commented for you so that you can go and edit it as per your requirement. So it's very easy to use, but most importantly, it is easy because everything is configurable, right? So the first thing you do is you put your API URL here in the REST service URI variable. And then once you did that, you go to your index.html file. And then here you will see the form here where you can get the query and the options, etc., etc. So as you can see here in the config file, you have provided the limit option, sort option, and direction option here. You can change it as per your requirements, and it will work seamlessly. So let's get back to the index, and then you'll see that the limits options are populated here, the sort options are populated here, and the direction is populated here. Then you have the add button that's there. You don't have to worry about it. The only thing you would like to change here is the response you're receiving back from your API. So for example, because we are talking about this endpoint, this is a demo endpoint here. So if I go on to this endpoint, I'll see these are my response from the API. So here, if you can see that I have email, name, email, description, and action. So I've got hashtag for ID, then I've got name, which is here as name. And then you can see I've got email as email is shown here, and then I've got company catchphrase, which is in the company object under the catchphrase, and then I have limited it to 30 character. That's why this logic is here, but you can remove it anytime. Remember, you have to also edit this ID. If your primary key ID is different, then obviously you have to change it to whatever ID you have getting responded from the API, or else if you have ID, then it will work seamlessly. The second bit you have to change is in your add record form is number of elements you have in each record. So for example, right now I'm adding only name, email, and company catchphrase, and it adds the record. Okay, it adds the record. This is a demo API, so it doesn't respond anything, but this is how I'm adding. I'll show you implementation on a real server in the end. And it will populate, it will send all these records to your API in a JSON format. I'll show you later how it does it. And then this is your show record panel, where you will populate all of your variables returning back from the API here. And then this is your model. Don't have to do anything with it. These are all buttons, and that's pretty much it. So basically you changed few bits on your HTML file, you changed few bits on your config file, and you're ready to go. Now let's have a look quickly what else you can configure. You can actually add your API key here. You can bring it from jQuery hidden input field. You can also define a token identifier, which is something which is sent from your auth API, or you can actually define your token here. And you can define your primary key of your table here to handle it easily. You can define your return identifier. For example, some APIs return ID when they create an record, some APIs return status. You can also define a message variable from your API coming back. So some API returns as message, some error message, etc. And this is for error. So let's have a look how it works. Okay, so here it is. Here it is populated. Let me show you a real life example so that you can see how it works in real life, because I can't actually show you the add and edit functionality here with this demo API. So let me show you quickly real live implementation. So here we go. I am on the users and I'm using token while I'm logging. I'm using the API key, so everything I'm using, and it is working fine. So name, email, description. When I click on view, it populates all the fields here because I have updated it like that. Then when I edit it, it shows me this. So let me edit Andrew's record. So Andrew 123. As you can see, Andrew is here. Andrew 123. When I update it, it updates Andrew, and then here we go. Ta-da! Andrew is updated, right? So let me remove this from here, update it again, and then it's updated in the real time. Okay. Now let me show you how many records it populates back. So I've selected 20. So when I click it, there we go, 20 records. When I select 10, search it, there we go, 10 records. I think I can do it ascending order, descending order, and I can also search it. So for example, I click A and enter, and everything with A comes back. So let me do AN, and I think right now it is searching from email. So everything with AN is populated in it. So here is AN, is AN. So if I want to just search this one, for example, copy paste, there we go. I've got it. Okay, so this works, this works, this works. Now let's go back to additions. Okay, so let me show you how the CRUD works. Well, why on this one? Let's jump on the category, because I've implemented the same code on the category table. So if I click on view, it shows me here category name. So let me add one. Yeah, tech, world, and what else we have in the category? We have international. Yeah, international. Yeah, and then click on save. It updates the record, and there you go. Voila, here it is, right? And then let me edit the international category into 123, update. There we go, updated international category. Let me delete it. There we go. Click delete it. Perfect. So this is how it works, guys, and it's awesome. It's very simple to implement. So feel free to use it for your projects. It's available just away one click. And if you have any questions, just put it in the comment section and I will try to respond it back as soon as possible. Cheers. Have fun. Bye.